The relationship between the United States and Iran has once again reached a critical and dangerous phase. In early 2026, rising military activity, harsh political rhetoric, and growing mistrust have pushed both nations closer to a direct confrontation than at any point in recent years. Global attention is now focused on Washington and Tehran, as fears grow that a single decision could trigger a wider regional conflict with worldwide consequences. Recent reports indicate that the U.S. military has increased its level of readiness in the Middle East amid rising tensions. Warships, fighter jets, and strategic assets have been repositioned as part of contingency planning, signaling that the United States wants to maintain maximum pressure on Iran, while officials emphasize that these movements are defensive and precautionary. The scale and timing of the deployments have fueled speculation that military action could be authorized if diplomacy fails. At the center of this escalating crisis is former and current U.S. political leadership rhetoric, particularly statements linked to Donald Trump. Trump has repeatedly warned that Iran will face severe consequences if it continues advancing its nuclear program or threatens U.S. interests in the region. His language has been direct, uncompromising, and forceful, reinforcing the message that military options remain on the table. Although no official declaration of war has been made, the possibility of a strike has become a constant topic in political and media discussions. Iran, on the other hand, has firmly rejected U.S. pressure and has accused Washington of aggression and double standards. Iranian leaders insist their nuclear activities are for peaceful purposes and argue that the United States is using military threats to dominate the region. In response to U.S. movements, Iran has conducted its own military drills and has warned that any attack would be met with swift and powerful retaliation. These warnings include threats against U.S. bases, allies, and strategic shipping routes in the region. The situation is further complicated by the broader regional landscape. Any direct clash between the United States and Iran would likely pull in neighboring countries and allied groups, turning a bilateral conflict into a wider Middle Eastern crisis. Energy markets are already reacting nervously, as the Strait of Hormuz remains a vital passage for global oil supplies. Even the suggestion of conflict has the potential to disrupt economies far beyond the region. Despite the military buildup and sharp rhetoric, diplomatic channels have not been completely shut down. Quiet negotiations and indirect talks continue through intermediaries, with international actors urging both sides to step back from the brink. European and Asian powers have expressed deep concern, warning that another major war in the Middle East would be devastating for global stability. Within the United States, opinions are divided. Some political voices argue that strong military action is necessary to deter Iran and protect American interests. Others warn that another war would be costly, unpredictable, and deeply unpopular. Similar divisions exist inside Iran, where economic pressure, sanctions, and internal challenges complicate decision-making at the highest levels. As of now, no confirmed order for an attack has been publicly announced. However, the combination of military preparedness, political statements, and mutual distrust means the situation remains extremely volatile. A single incident, miscalculation, or escalation could rapidly change the course of events. The world now watches closely as the United States and Iran stand at a dangerous crossroads. Whether this crisis ends through diplomacy or descends into open conflict will depend on decisions made in the coming days and weeks. One thing is clear: the stakes are high, and the consequences of war would be felt far beyond the battlefield.